Just setting up my live on other pages. Hi, guys. I've got a few screens going because I am not that familiar with how to do lives, but I thought I had a few questions about moving to Early Beach and my travels around Australia. So I thought I'm just going to jump online and talk to you. And if you've got any questions, feel free to drop them and ask me some questions, and I'll answer them. But I do have some questions here that I can answer straight away. I am Donna. I have travelled Australia for about 2 years. Lived in our caravan with 2 cats, 2 teens. Well, just recently 2 teens. They've grown up a little bit more now. 2 cats, a dog, and a frog. And we have just moved to the Whitsundays. So we've had lots of questions in our chat, and I thought I'm just going to answer them now for you all. And then if you do have any questions about moving to Early Beach or anything like that, or about traveling Australia, we traveled with pets. We traveled all the way around, up the middle, through Tasmania, and we landed on Early Beach as the place that we wanted to live. So I don't know. I haven't really done these lives before. I think I did them maybe once or twice, and I thought I'm just going to jump on and talk to you all because you're all here, and it's really hard to message everyone all the time, and TikTok is very funny with that too. So if you do have any questions, I will try and answer them. I think it will come up here if if you've got a question. Like I said, I'm kind of new. So one of the questions that we had was that how are your kids settling in school? We were actually really worried about this because one of our teens was struggling and the other one just nailed school. And so we were really concerned about how they would go at school, but they are just absolutely thriving. The great thing is about this area, and probably a lot of different parts of Queensland, particularly if you're looking for somewhere that's more transient. I know that's the same in the Sunshine Coast, that people come and go a lot, but it's definitely the same here in Early Beach, that they call it transient, which means people come and go a lot, and therefore people in the area are used to new people coming. Whereas, hello, Outback brats. Whereas in, say, Geelong, there's not as many people being transient, that they don't come and go as much. It is unusual for there to be a new kid at school that's not from the area, whereas here it's very common. So Tilly started in year 7, and they actually didn't set her up with someone in class, but so by the time lunchtime came around, she had then made friends. So she did have a hard time at the first recess, but as soon as she made one friend, they introduced her to her group, and she's got lots of them now. And Tex is the same. He's had a great time. They budded him up with someone, and now he's got a huge group of friends, lots of them, which is amazing considering that it's only March. And I even asked the kids on my birthday, which was the 17th of February, if you wanted to go back, would you want to go back if I said that you could? And they said, no, we actually really do love it here, which I get. I mean, it takes a little bit for them to think I'm going to leave all my friends, but we went back and saw all their friends, and they're never going to lose contact with them, because the true friends they'll stay in touch with. You know what I mean? If anyone has any questions, just drop them. I'm talking about moving to Early Beach, moving to Queensland, and if you have any questions about traveling Australia. One of the questions that I did have was a lot about the humidity. And the thing is that for me, I always loved going to Bali because I loved the humidity. And I don't know what it is. It kind of makes you feel, I feel like it detoxes you. It gets rid of all, I just feel the sweat just makes you feel good. And I wake up in the morning and I feel fresh. I feel detoxed. I don't like to have the aircon on too much, but it is definitely something that we needed to get used to, and we had to get used to it really fast because we came here on like the 8th of January. It was the Friday before the first opens. And yeah, on the 8th of January, it was stifling hot. And then we had 3 weeks of like beautiful, hot weather. And then we had that cyclone Curably, not Alfred, the one before that. And that was eye-opening, particularly being in a caravan. We had like I've done some TikTok and videos about it, and I've on all the platforms, and like the ground was just mushy and wet and gross. And luckily we were in the caravan on like a concrete pad, so that part was okay, but all around it was all just wet. And I had said to Bucko, like, we can just move. And he's like, nah, stuff that. We'll just stay where we are. Hi, Georgie. We'll stay where we are because we're just about to move. So we did do we did do 3 weeks in the caravan with rain that was full on. And I don't know if you can see it now. I would have sat out there, which is my favorite spot to sit, but there's actually rains coming in now. So apparently it's going to rain from like Tuesday all the way to Sunday. So Mark's working today, but he's not. He's probably not going to be able to work for the next few days. Does anyone have any other questions? Someone's moving up here in July. Oh, you're leaving your 20-year-old behind. Well, hopefully you've raised him right, and I'm sure that you have, and he'll be fine. And he'll come and visit you, and I bet you he'll probably be like, why wouldn't I move up here? Where are you moving from? I think it's Tokyo. I would love to know about that. Don't have mum guilt. He's 20. You've raised him. It's all good. Do your children have any sports? And so how did they go with the team settling in? Well, this was a big thing because Tilly is a mad netballer, and she settled in great. Again, because it's transient, they know there's new people coming, and there's lots of opportunities for sports. It's a very sports-orientated place, and that is the same all up in Queensland. We've had friends that moved to Sunny Coast, and their kids are flat out into the sports, and the same thing. They made friends immediately, and they've got like loads of friends there. We want it to be a little bit more where it's a bit more tropical and a little bit more extreme, I guess. Like I don't want just nice weather. I want it to be like hot. Yeah. So how have we been coping in the humidity? It's been tough, but it's been great. Like I feel sticky and sweaty now, but I went for an hour and a half walk this morning, and that's why I haven't had a shower afterwards. It's gross, but I did have a shower before. But normally I just jump in the pool, and then I feel refreshed. What you do have to get used to is like things go moldy. I haven't had too much trouble with the mold. I've done some videos about this, but like we're a bit naughty, and we bought some cigarettes when we first got here because we're still in like holiday mode, and we left them out, and within a couple of days they got moldy. Our like camper, what do you call it? Like the table that got moldy, but we just washed it all off. We did have some swags in the container that the first night that we stayed in our house, we didn't have any furniture. Sorry, the swags weren't in the container, actually. They were in the boat. So they might have got a bit damp from all the rain that we had, and they got a little bit moldy. But that kind of stuff always happened. Did always get moldy at home too when you get a bit of water. I did a video today because I opened up the saladas and I'd left them out for a couple of days, not out, just on the bench, like rolled up in the cupboard, and they had gone stale. The bread goes moldy like straight away. I feel like it's 24 hours. That goes moldy straight away. Sorry. So I hope I answered your question about the sports. Yes, if your kids are into sports, that's even better because then they'll have more opportunities to make friends. But it seems like the friends are used to the transient people coming and going, and so they make friends really fast. Oh, Sharon, hello. Oh, someone's called that caravan mum. Oh, that's so cute. My name was the real van wife because obviously it was about vanning, but a lot of my pages have now changed just to my name. I love that. Moisture absorbers, yes. Never run the dryer. Well, see, we've got a dryer, but the dryer needs some sort of some sort of amp extra because it's like a commercial dryer. So we're going to have that up in the top shed, which is all timber. It's like really cool. And we need an electrician to come and put it in, as in add the electrical to it. Oh, yeah, put your bread in the fridge. Yes, that's what we do. So back to that. Wow, I am not good with concentrating. I've noticed that a lot more now. Yes, we put the bread in the fridge. I've actually been keeping it in the freezer because the kids like toasties in the morning. So I've been putting it in the freezer and it's been great. But yeah, even in the fridge, I can't believe how long it lasts in there. So we've got these rosellas out the front. They're not there now, but the lady used to feed them. And so she showed me what to do with feeding them. And it's like some bread and some hot water and some honey. And so I have a loaf of bread in the fridge that's like the cheaper brand. And that just stays fresh and doesn't get moldy like all day, all week. It's amazing. Yes, so definitely put your bread in your fridge. And a lot of people said to me today about, because I was talking about the saladas, how like they're stale straight away. And they said, put your saladas in the fridge, put your biscuits in the fridge. And my friend used to do that. She opened a packet of Doritos, let's say, and she didn't eat them all and she used to put them in the fridge. And I'm like, why are you doing that? But now it makes sense to me. We have changed to a heat pump dryer and it's so much better. I don't know what that means. Are you still in a caravan? Or totally new learning experience, but so worth it. 100%. So worth it for the weather. We haven't been out on the water yet, which I can't believe that because it's been so long and that's all I've been dreaming to do. But Mark's getting the boat fixed up now as we speak. He's gone and bought new radios. We need a new sounder and it's just about to go in and get repaired. So that'll be so exciting when we can get out there. There is so much to explore. Yeah, Madison, Halloway. It does. It lasts so much longer in the fridge. I don't know why I didn't do that before, because I like to buy before I used to like to buy the white bread from like Baker's Delight or something like that, and that used to be awesome. But it only lasts a couple of days. I don't buy that stuff anymore. Most of my family is really good. They like the light rye. I slowly just kind of crept that in. I don't eat a lot of bread myself. I save my calories for wine and beer, but my husband and kids, they do like bread. Like it's the first thing they grab. So I'm trying to scale that back. Speaking of like humidity and that kind of thing, one thing I do have a lot of trouble with is giving the kids food for their lunches during school time. They won't take anything. Like we've just been giving them like snacks. Like these are old ones. I didn't eat them, but like snacks in these little bags like that. And yeah, same popcorn, no good, doesn't last. So I've had to buy like snacks in bags. I've been eating a lot of the roasted barbecue corn from Coles, which is so delicious. I feel like I'm eating too much of that for sure. So a few people, not a lot. I see a lot, but there's not that many. A few people have asked me about the shipping container. So we bought the shipping container in 2019 when we were about to travel around Australia for 2 years. So we put all our belongings into it then. And that cost us, I think it was 3,500. It was one of those two. But whatever we've resold it now for 3,400 here in Queensland because there's not many of them all the way up here. Obviously in Melbourne and Geelong where we're from, they're all over the place because so many get shipped in from China or wherever they're in the port there. So yeah, that was really handy because we basically sold it for what we paid for it. I haven't even straightened my hair yet. Look at it. It's a mess. I got like all things here and it's also frizzy. I went to the hairdresser in Geelong just last weekend, thankfully, when we were there. And I was like, I better wash it and like brush it at least for her. She's my friend, so she knows. Because like I had not like done it. I've washed it, but I just like brushed it and then just leave it curly. I'm just like, whatever, who cares? So yeah, I don't know. Like I wonder when is it going to be appropriate for me to do makeup, wash my hair, blow dry it, straighten it, and look really nice. Like I will let you know when that happens. Anyway, the shipping container was really good. It's a funny story. When we went to, you moved up from Ballarat. Yeah, it would take you a bit of time. And like I thought Geelong was cold. Ballarat is colder. Hang on. Where did you move up to, Madison? get into the Clever Curl products, especially in humid. Yeah, I do need to. I'll have to look that up. What did you say it was? Clever Curl? Because my kids have got both have got curly hair. Tex is like really tight curls. So yeah, the really tight and they both like to use the product, definitely, and their hair does go frizzy. And I do want them to be washing their hair often, not often, like a couple of days a week, so that their scalps are nice and clean. But when you've got that curly frizzy hair, it just goes fluffy, like real fluffy. The girl in, oh really? Oh, you're on the sunny coast, Madison. It's beautiful there. We loved that. Our friends moved there that we traveled with, and they absolutely love it. We decided not to go there. One, because it's a little bit cheaper in Airlie Beach, but two, we wanted to be a little bit more remote, not as big. Like we wanted to get out of Geelong because it had got too big. And yeah, Airlie Beach was a bit more remote. I don't know if you've ever been to Exmouth, but in Exmouth, that is where I would have loved to go. But there is it's really, really remote. Like they don't even have, I think their electricity or something, like they don't even have power there. They have some sort of different system. And therefore I doubt they would have a full netball side or football or, more work opportunities. I think that would be a great place for my husband and I to move with a fishing boat or with a sailing boat and, not have to have any of those things. But as far as opportunities for the kids and that kind of thing, I just felt like it was just too much. And I don't know if you've ever been to Carnarvon. Carnarvon is like the closest town, and that's not, if you've been to Carnarvon, you know what I mean. Remember that girl, it was like a week after we were there, this place called Point Quabba. There's this beautiful kind of, there's half of it's beautiful and half of it's a bit weird. Well, this girl was camping there a week after we were there, and I can't remember, she was early primary school, and she got taken out of the tent, and this man stole her and had her locked up in a room for like a couple of weeks. And he lived in Carnarvon, and that place is, I'm sure there's heaps of really cool people, but I felt a little bit eked out there. Oh yeah, it was crazy, Madison. On the news, the kids were going crazy because they were really worried about, we didn't know where this girl was. And like, it just felt real icky. Thankfully, nothing happened to her. Obviously, hopefully she doesn't even remember it because he apparently didn't do anything. Anyway, I should probably change the subject. So the cost of the shipping container was $3,500. It's a 20-foot, not really, really long one, but it did get most of our furniture in it. And when we packed everything up to make the move, it was a little bit tighter this time because there was a lot more stuff that we decided we wanted to keep because we were moving like from one spot to the other. But when we moved into the caravan, we got rid of a lot of stuff. So like this couch here, I know it's like a shitty couch, but we're like, don't throw it out because then we're going to have to spend $4,500 to get another one because you can't just go around to IKEA. Like IKEA is 1,000 kilometers away. And whilst I've ordered stuff from IKEA, it's $300 to get here and it's going to take a few weeks. Oh, someone who's the raw vegan is talking about man eaters. Interesting. It's funny the people that are on social media, So the shipping container cost us, so all in all, to get everything up here, which included the boat, I wish you could tell me what rental it was because I would remember, Christian. I can't see your face. Thank you. That's nice. I hope that, have you still got that property in Newcomb? Because Breadalbane. Yes, that is such a good spot. Oh my gosh, how much has that gone up? We lived in Moolap Station Road. You would know where that is. We just sold our house. We bought the land for $420,000. We built on it, and then we sold it for a good amount. Yeah. Caroline, hello. So my sister is on here. What are my favorite coastal towns traveling? 100% Exmouth is my number one place. Obviously here, the thing is, this is a great town because there's a lot of tourists here, whereas in, say, Exmouth, it's a very remote and it's very like adventurous, I would say, because the remoteness means that there's less workers. No, there's less. How do I say this? There's less normal tourists, whereas here, people. Oh, that is so nice. I don't do real estate anymore. I had enough of that. Anyway, so sorry. Exmouth, it is got this Ningaloo Reef. So if you like snorkeling or fishing or swimming or spear, hello Remy, you wake up, or spearfishing or anything like that, this is the place to go, because you can just like, unlike the Great Barrier Reef out here, which is going to take an hour or so to get out to, you can actually just swim off the beach. And if you go to this camp called Osprey, they have this thing called seagrass, and the turtles are attracted to the seagrass because that's what they feed off. And here, there in Exmouth, is the one place where you see a turtle and they just like float with you. Whereas anywhere else I've been, they see you and they're like, oh, actually, sorry, Lady Musgrove, they don't do that too. Which nursing home am I in? I don't know if I would. Am I looking forward to being in a nursing home? But I just wonder, like, if there's a, obviously this person's being a bit cheeky, but thinking of nursing homes, like that it does kind of sound like fun, apart from the fact that you're old. Anyway, sorry, back to coastal towns. So that one, Exmouth, 1770 is amazing. That is just before you get to, so I think it's about 700 Ks, 5 or 600 Ks from here. And you do get 3 meals a day in prison and at nursing homes. Sorry. So in 1770, Agnes Waters, I've done some videos about that. You can go back and have a look. It is extremely dog friendly, but it's also the start of the Great Barrier Reef. So that beach there in Agnes Waters is absolutely beautiful, and it gets the waves. It's like the last place to get the waves in before you come up here, because now here you don't get the waves because the Great Barrier Reef is stopping the waves. I've come to think of it, I wonder if there was a tsunami, if that would slow the wave down. That's an interesting thing to think about. So that's another really beautiful place. Obviously, Lorne in like the Great Ocean Road is absolutely amazing. Like that's one of my other places. But the thing is, it's just such a small window of time when it's actually really beautiful down there. And again, the difference with Airlie Beach is that there's not tourists there all the time. So they've got some good restaurants, but the restaurants that we've got here are like epic because there is so many to choose from, and so many are so good because they've got to deal with the tourist like all year, which is funny because I would have thought wet season it would be really quiet here, because I wouldn't think many tourists would come here in wet season, which is now, because it's so hot and it rains so much. But so many people are here, and they're here all the time. I guess they just take the risk. How do you block someone on here, I wonder? Oh, there we go. I just blocked someone. Sorry. I just had someone being mean, telling me that my arms were flabby, which I do know that. Thank you. So to get all our stuff up here, it was $12,000. $12,000, about 5 of that was for the shipping container. Apparently that's an easy thing to move, so you can get lots of different companies to move that. And that's a very common thing to move. But we also had a boat, which was 5.5 meters, and a trailer. You know, like those trailers, they're like the square trailers and they have the box on top. We have one of those, and Mark had to put a lot of stuff in there as well. So it ended up costing, $12,000 all up. Storage, once we got it here. So the boat and the shipping container, the boat and the trailer left before we left Geelong. That left just after Christmas, I think it was. and it got here before we arrived. And so we just got it delivered to a place that does that, is a storage facility. And that cost, I think that was going to be like $450 a month. So that wasn't too bad. But then we got the shipping container shipped up here, and we put that in a yard as well. And it was something pretty reasonable as well. But like at the caravan park, it was $10 a night for our boat and for our trailer. Mark wanted it to be closer by because he was keeping an eye on it, particularly when we had all that rain. Like that rain was constant, and to have your boat in a storage thing getting full of water, it wasn't good. So we just moved it to where we were camping. So you can always do that too. Did you look for houses before you arrived? Really want to move to Queensland and get out of Victoria? I get ya. I did look at every single property that came on the market for 12 months. So I had a really good understanding of the market here because I tracked what they sold for. I didn't go as far to print them out like I would when I was in real estate and put the prices and all that and how long they're on the market. But by the time we got up here, I had a really good understanding. Now, the thing is, obviously, I didn't look at them, like I didn't inspect them. But we did in April, like last April when we came up here for a holiday, we looked at every property that was on the market and drove past a lot of the ones that we liked. There we had a fair idea of the area that we wanted to be in. We didn't end up buying in the areas that we potentially wanted to be in because by the time we got here, we kind of changed our mind a little bit. We also wanted to kind of be out at Woodwark, which is so you can get a couple of acres. But that was, hi, Joe. Is that my Joe? I think so. Hi, Joe. That's actually like, it's not probably 10 minutes. It's probably 7 minutes down the road. For me, like again, Moorlap to Geelong, it's probably similar to that. Whereas everything is so close here that there's no need to be that far out. And plus we got 3,958 square meters. So basically an acre here in town that I can do my walks down to I can do my walk into town. I think that's nearly 5Ks. Haven't done that walk as yet from here, but I've done it. I've almost gone that far the other day, which was an 8K walk, which is a lot, but I've got to leave really early. That's the thing. So I've talked about the humidity as well. The humidity is crazy. Jobs. The thing is with jobs, there is loads of jobs. I don't know if, like when people say there's not enough jobs in Australia, there is jobs everywhere. You can't always expect that you're going to get a job that's going to pay you 150,000 and have all the perks. That's the thing. So I've looked at some jobs. I've got some other things that I do that at the moment I'm okay. I don't need to get a full-time job. In fact, I've still got my job back home that I may be able to get transferred, but I've got 12 months leave. So I'm kind of good at the moment. But there's so many cafes and restaurants, because I mentioned that before, because there's so many tourists in this area. And the other thing is the cruise ships come in. I think last time there was 180 cruise ships that came in out of 365 days. So they're coming in quite frequently, which means there's lots of jobs, say for mums like me, where you can actually go and work during the day, because these cafes, they get so busy during the day. So it's not like you have to work at night. Like there's lots of jobs that you can work at cafes during the day only. But yes, obviously there's lots of hospitality work, because the restaurants are busy during the day and they're also busy at night, and they're busy all week. Like Mark and I went out for dinner on Sunday and the town was pumping. I mean, it wasn't like as packed as it would be if you were in town on a Saturday night, but it was pumping. Like there was live music at 3 different venues, and they were the 3 that we went to. So there's plenty of opportunities up here. The other thing is there's lots of people that work in the mines. I'm not exactly sure. I think it might be gold or coal mine that's not far from here. So there's lots of people that come in and out of here. So there's that. And whilst there's that also means there's, for anyone that really wants to earn good money, they will often take those jobs. Whereas let's say for Mark, he didn't want to go do a week on and a week off because he's done that before. So, but that also frees up jobs for other people that want to get into labor or whatever construction, the tradie kind of jobs, because the people that really want the good money will go out to the mines, which leaves more opportunities for people in Airlie Beach. I talked about sports. There's football, there's AFL football, there's soccer, there's this other thing where they, I can't think of it, but a lot of the young kids play it. It's like touch, but they do it like with flags or something. So they, instead of tackling each other, they just grab this flag thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but a lot of kids do that. Obviously there's the netball. The thing is that there's only that one netball club, where in Geelong there was lots of different netball clubs that you could go play for, and they would all compete against each other. Whereas here there's one netball club, and there's different age groups. Like there's under 12s, under 14s, but in some of the teams there's actually two teams, and that team goes and competes in Mackay. Oh, hello, Gillian. That team goes and competes in Mackay, which is nearly 2 hours away. Yes, and they have the rugby league. I don't know much about that, but I think that's out at Proserpine, which is like half an hour away. So, Jill, I'm just here because I'm answering some of the questions that I've had on TikTok and Instagram about the move, and so I just thought I'd jump on and answer that before I have to go and do parent-teacher interviews. The other thing is that it is a little bit tricky. Like, you've got to be careful with your shopping because there's not everything here. There's no Aldi. Spotlight is coming soon. Like, they've even got the colours up now. It looks like they're doing the shop fit out, so that'll be really exciting. Aldi is going to get built. Aldi is going to get built as well out that same way, but that might be a little bit of time before that's built. But that'll be really exciting because the thing is, you've got Coles and Woolworths, two Woolworths and a Coles. But the thing is that I feel like they've got no competition because there's just the two of them. So when Aldi comes in, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more competition, so they'll have to reduce their prices a little bit. That is the only thing that I have found that has cost us more here in Airlie Beach than it did back home in Victoria. Everything else is cheaper, even when you go out for drinks, even when you go out for dinner. Oh. Although I did have an eye fillet the other day, and that was $60, but I haven't had an eye fillet I can't even remember the last time I had an eye fillet. But Mark had like a steak, and that steak was $36. I think it was like a porterhouse maybe. They also call them different things. Like they don't call that, they use sirloin as one of the cuts. And what was the other one? So you don't see Scotch fillet. I think they call that something else as well. That's really interesting. Yeah, but like a steak for $35 from a steak restaurant, I thought was really good. And the palmies are like, they're not always $28. They're sometimes $22 and $25. They come with chips and often not just salad. You can also ask for vegetables, which is great. And every single time they offer you a container so that you can take your food home, which I know that in Geelong you can definitely ask for a container, but it's not something they just automatically give you. Whereas here they're like offering a container before you leave. So I thought that's really interesting as well. If no one has any other questions. Yes, they are very happy with their sports team. Oh, hello, Lee. How are you? I've got my mother-in-law and my cousin on here. Caroline was on here before. Joe was on here before. They've probably jumped on and jumped off and gone, Donna, how are you? See you later. I'm going to jump off because I have to go to the school and do parent-teacher interviews. Unless anyone has any other questions, I don't really know if I can say, oh, you're still here. Did you see that? Lee's here and Joe's here. Oh, it's like a little family gathering. Does anyone have any questions? Because I'm going to jump off. I probably should, given that there's more people coming in. Oh, hi, Joe. How are you? What are you guys doing? Yes, our children are very happy with the sports team. Oh, hello. My mother-in-law is here too. Hi, Jill. They're very happy with their sports team. The thing is, they've changed the way that the football goes. So it's like in a lot of sports that we've found, like if you're if you're born this year, like say you're born in 2012, you're in this level. But with the football, they've actually changed that. So they don't have enough people for Texas level, and he might have to play reserves in with the adults, which is really weird because I don't think he's old enough to do that. But we're not in Geelong, and so I don't know that the football is the same here. So it might just be that it's okay. I don't know if they're as rough as what they are down there, because I guess if they want to be like that, they're probably playing the other one. Anyway, I have to go. I'll see you all later. Thanks for jumping on here with me. I might do this a little bit more often when I get questions like that. But I might try it a little bit later because it's 2:40 here. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. I don't now I don't know how to get off it. I wonder.